Alright guys, I just thought I'd come and do another project because I have, I don't know, about an hour until I need to start my day. Thought it would be fun. I also wanted to check out this new shimmer plum because I don't know if it reads correctly on camera, but you can really see a lot of like really shiny little bits inside of it. Um, yeah, and then I'm going to use this new A size transfer. I got this in the spring release, so I got this only a couple of days ago, so it's brand new. But I really like the message, just embracing the crazy, I think, is sometimes a good thing. And I didn't mention it before, but kind of the cool things about this is on the back of all these transfers, it actually walks you through how to do it. But we're going to, as per my usual, not read the instructions and see how much I remember from watching YouTube videos. So anyway, I'm thinking, I can't decide if I want the purple to be the crazy or if I want it to be the words around it. I think the crazy makes more sense to me. I mean, just because, I don't know. It seems like purple is kind of like a crazy color. I mean, just kind of like I feel like I have sort of like Mad Hatter vibes and sort of Alice in Wonderland things. So I'm just fuzzing this transfer on a shirt off to the side. I'm doing that about 5 times just to get some lint on. This is actually a project forthcoming. Because I want to do some ice tie-dyeing of some shirts and then basically use this black Chalkology ink to do a design on it. Gina K's been doing a similar thing with cards where basically you do a really colorful background and then you do a silhouette in front of it. So I think that would be a really cool idea. So I can feel that this is just slightly tacky now as opposed to being like really sticky. So I am going to if we can't get that about where I want it. I'm just feeling to make sure there's no bubbles. I really haven't had any issues with bubbles before, but that can sometimes happen with transfers if air gets caught under there, and then that'll kind of allow ink or paste to bleed in areas you don't want. So anyway, another thing I should mention is I just freshly opened this Chalkology paste, and when I opened it, there was probably about a whole scraper's worth of stuff on the lid, and I managed to get this on my hands, but I think we'll be fine. Let me just grab a little bit on my squeegee, and I'm going to just and I sort of got some on this word, so I think I'm going to do this whole thing in the purple. I'm just going to reverse my grip here because, yeah. So I think I'll do the whole box in purple and go from there. And I may... Really the only place I think I need to be a little careful, well, there I almost screwed it up too, is around this arrow here. We'll see though. I'm just gonna scrape back up any excess. I managed to get a whole bunch all over the place. Perhaps I should use like the correct tool for this in the future. And I mean, even if this gets screwed up, we can always redo it, but and probably the other technique I could have tried here is to just go in with one of the more detail-oriented tools. I think that looks pretty good. Just making sure I've gotten all the words. And then I actually will grab a paper towel quick to get some of this purple off my hands. But I think I'll take my own advice and use a little mixing tool to do the rest of this. And I mean, I think even if this gets a little jacked up, like a little, I don't know, a little bleed over from purple is fine. I mean, these aren't really colors that wouldn't go well together, so I don't know. Just making sure. I'm going to put this back, but I think, especially with white, it's always tricky to make sure you're not, like, you haven't actually picked up a bunch of extra color. I'm surprised that doesn't happen to people more, but anyway. So that's all. Pretty much good to go. I will also, let me get my squeegee out of the paste and see if I can manage to not get purple everywhere. I do like that these squeegees are made out of silicone, so they're like super easy to clean up too. And I will put my lids back. I think it was Ken made a good point in one of the videos that if you use this like pokey tool, you can actually get this up a lot easier. Yeah, and you just saw like it kind of rolled on itself, but let's see how this cut came out. Now this is kind of interesting. This actually worked perfectly. You can see the arrow here. I don't know, I kind of like this. I forgot that, like, on a white surface, you don't really see the white, obviously, but that's kind of cool, like, as sort of a side, I don't know, I kind of like it as more of a textural element. So I like how this came out. And I mean, I like the crazy showing. And it's really interesting because, like, even on the, like, faux surface, you can see that, like, all the paint actually transferred really well. There is a little blip on the side of this frame. I don't know if you can quite see that, but once this dries, I'll clean that up with water. But yeah, second project. I'm really interested to see this. It's hard to tell, but like you can really see it's like really shimmery. So I don't know. This is going on my desk at work, so I'm really happy with how this turned out. Anyway, thanks guys. Hi, this is just me from the future. I just wanted to show you how nicely these squeegees and tools cleaned off. I mean, this was like 30 seconds under some warm water. I did get some white chalk paste on here, so I just wanted to show you like how easily this stuff cleans up. Like, I mean, compared to acrylic paint, it's like night and day. This is just a spongy brush with some hot water in it. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to recap the pokey tool. And yeah, I want to say like this utility tool sure worked great for like getting into the small areas. So I'm a big fan of this. Like, I don't know, I need to pick up a couple more of these just to have some extra ones. Plus I love how everything is basically cyan. So let's see if we can't get this little purple bit off. I will grab a... I'm not sure if it'll come off as... It probably will, but yeah, it came off. Yeah, see? All better. It's still a little damp, but all the color actually came off. And like, now that this is dried a little, like, the metallic is really neat. I don't know, it would be really neat to do... Like, had I done the white part in Shimmer Frost, I think it would look really cool. But I don't know, I don't know, I think... I almost like it without the second part in. But, you know, to each his own. Clearly it was sort of a craft oopsie, but a lot of the things I do turn into, like, happy craft accidents anyway. And I'll show you this because it was a new transfer. I mean, this cleaned off beautifully. Like, you see there's a little staining from the purple. Actually, no, there isn't. But, you know, the actual transfer is very intact. And it's, like, once they get wet, they're much less sticky, so they're actually really easy to handle. That was one thing as, like, a new person I was kind of worried about is, like, well, what if you stick the stupid thing to the sink? And there's some good videos on how to deal with things like that if they happen. Basically, you just warm it up a little bit and it'll stop adhesing. But anyway, I'm really happy how this came out. It's definitely got a spot, and I mean, I'm going to be really interested to see, since these are technically single-use surfaces, I'm going to be interested to see, like, if I do try and get the paste off, like, can I just refinish it? My guess is yes, because I think you could do something like, I think with this wood color, something like this yellow would look really nice. So, I don't know. I've got a bunch of chalk paint that's, and I mean, I also just have like straight up gesso. Um, so I think it would be really I mean, I think it's sort of a single use surface, but you can always refinish it. So I don't know. I really like the box frame, so I think I'm going to get a lot of value out of them. Just because you could, like, if you don't like the raw wood, you could always repaint that. I think this would actually be neat if you just use like a wood oil on it to give it a little more of a sheen. But anyway, I also like it how it is. I think the way it comes gives sort of a shabby chic vibe that's kind of cool too. Anyway, thanks guys. Talk to everybody soon, and I don't know what, I haven't quite decided what my next project is, because I've got this, so I'm thinking of two things. One is that I've got this 8x10 frame that has sort of a tacky saying I thought was cool about 10 years ago. So I want to basically take a board and finish it with some chalk paint and then go from there. I have a lot of and I might use the snarky kitchen sayings or one of the new ones Kenny gave me. Anyway, should be pretty cool. So that's something I'm planning for probably the next week or so. Anyway, talk to you guys later.